A very good morning to all. Today we will start with the last topic of this unit, that is the abortion. Abortion, that is also known as the miscarriage. Means any woman who are having the miscarriage, that is known as the abortion. If you have any idea, then abortion, that is before completion of the 9 months, the mothers who have conceived the pregnancy, they lost the products of the conception, or they will lose their baby. That is simply the meaning of the abortion. Any bleeding in the pregnancy that is abnormal means throughout the pregnancy, that is the duration of the 9 months, any of the bleeding that is abnormal. Vaginal blood loss in the early pregnancy, it should be thought of as a threatened miscarriage until that is shown otherwise. And the term miscarriage and the spontaneous abortion, they both are synonyms. Means the miscarriage and abortion, they both are same terms with the similar meanings. Now we are moving to the definition of the abortion. Abortion is the process of partial or complete separation of the products of the conception. Means there are the products of the conception, that is the zygote formation, and after the zygote formation there is a cell division is there. So there may be partial means half or completely separation of the products from the uterine wall, with or without partial or complete expulsion from the uterine cavity before the age of the viability. Means the products of the conception, they are expelled out from the vagina through the bleeding before the age of viability, that is 28 weeks in the India. That is the definition of the abortion. Means partially or completely the products, they have got separated from where they are attached or implanted from the uterine wall, that is upper parts of the body of the uterus, and there is expulsion, means the coming out of the product. Next, that is a classification of the abortion or types of the abortion. In that, mostly two types, that is spontaneous and induced. Spontaneous means naturally occurs, means due to any genetical problem or any other problem in the mother or baby, the abortion occurs by itself. And induced, that means the couple, they don't want to continue the pregnancy and they are going for the abortion, that is known as the induced abortion. Next is isolated and recurrent. Isolated means that is abortion for only one or two times, and recurrent means that is a continuous. You see, mothers, they are having a history of two or three or more abortions. Next is legal and illegal, means sometimes the abortion is legal and sometimes it is illegal or septic. Next, under that, there are mainly six types, that is threaten, in simple meaning, the threatened abortion in which the continuation of pregnancy is possible. Next is inevitable, means the abortion has progressed to a stage from where the continuation of pregnancy is impossible. Next is complete. So the name itself suggests that complete means a completely the products of conception, they have expelled out. Next is incomplete, means some products of abortion has been expelled and some are still inside the uterine cavity. Next is the missed abortion. Missed means the fetus is dead and still it is inside the uterine cavity, means the dead fetus had not come out. Next is the septic. Septic means that is related to infection. So any abortion that is related to the infection, that is known as the septic. Okay. These are the types of classification that is important. Remember, spontaneous by self, induced, the couples have gone for the abortion, isolated for one or two times, recurrent, that is a history of two, three or more abortions. Legal means that is legally, illegal, that is sometimes girl abuse and death of the girl child. Threatened continuation of pregnancy is possible, inevitable. The process of abortion has progressed to a state from where continuation is impossible. Complete means completely the products of conception has been expelled out. Incomplete, there is some parts they are still inside the uterine cavity. Missed, fetus is dead and inside the uterine cavity. Lastly, septic, that is related to the infection. Next, etiological causes for the abortion. There are mostly divided. The abortion is in the first trimester and in the second trimester. First trimester, that is first 3 months, and second 2 months. In the first trimester, the causes they are mostly genetic factors. Means if the babies they are having any genetical problems, that is first parental chromosomal abnormalities. Means parents are suffering from any abnormalities or the genes of chromosome of the parents, they can lead to abortion. The most common abnormality is a balance translocation. This the translocation of gene is there, so that is also a cause. This leads to unbalanced translocation in the fetus and causing early miscarriage or a live birth with congenital malformations. The risk of miscarriage in the couples with a balanced translocation it is more than 25%. And these genetical factors, that is the chromosomal abnormalities and unbalanced translocation, that is the most common cause for first trimester abortion loss. In the second trimester, there are some anatomical abnormalities, some maternal medical illness, and some are unexplained causes. The anatomical abnormalities there are cervical incompetence, means the cervix that is unable or that is incompetent, that they can maintain the continuation of pregnancy till the 9 months and after that there is a dilatation. But if the cervix is incompetent, then it can be dilated earlier. So there are chances that the fetus can be lost. Next is Mullerian fusion defects that we have already discussed in the congenital anomalies of the uterus, in that bicornuate uterus or septate uterus. Next is uterine synecdoche or adhesions. Two tissues layer they are joined together. Next is uterine fibroid, means there are chances of the presence of the fibroids. Next is maternal medical illness. If the mothers they are having some serious disease like heart disease, diabetes, any renal disease, then it can also lead to a abortion. And next is the unexplained, means no any cause has been known for the abortion. Next, some uh, other causes, that is a chromosomal problems, that is genetical, that we have already discussed. Second, with drug and alcohol abuse, means if the mothers they are having any drug abuse habits, alcohol abuse habits or smoking habits, then increase the risk of the abortion. Next, exposure to environmental toxins, means if occupation is there, environment is there, the surrounding is there, that there are presence of the toxins, then it can lead to a abortion. Next is hormonal problems. If the girls they are suffering from any hormonal disorders, then it can lead to a abortion. Next it is infection. If the infection is present in the body, then it can pass to other parts, and that can also lead to a abortion. Next is obesity, means BMI rate is also high. The mothers they are obese and fatty tissues are there. So the fat can be present in the reproductive organs also, and that can lead to a abortion. And lastly, The physical problems with the mother's reproductive organs that are all the abnormalities under the reproductive, they can also lead to a abortion or they can increase the risk of the abortion. So these are the causes that mostly chromosomal, maternal, hormonal, drug alcohol abuse, environmental infections, obesity, physical problems. Next, we are moving to the types of the abortion. In that first type, that is the spontaneous abortion. The spontaneous abortion, to be simple, that is abortion by the self. It is defined as the involuntary loss of the products of the conception. Means involuntary is immediately the started of the bleeding or started of the loss of the conception products prior to 28 weeks of the gestation. When the fetus that weighs approximately 1000 gram or less, means the weight of the baby that is less than 1000 gram and less, and they are not able or they are not capable to survive if they are born. The spontaneous abortion that occurs once in every 15 pregnancies. So every 15 pregnancies, the spontaneous abortion that is higher compared to the induced. Causes for the spontaneous abortion, that is a chromosomal abnormalities, genetical and structural causes, the maternal causes that are mostly structural abnormalities of the genital organs, that retroversion of the uterus, fibroids of the uterus, infection of the rubella or chlamydia, medical conditions, that is diabetes, renal disease, thyroid dysfunctions, they can lead to a spontaneous. Now the types of the spontaneous abortion in that first, that is a threatened abortion. The threatened abortion, it is the only type of abortion in which the recovery it is impossible. It is a clinical entity where the process of abortion has started, but it has not progressed to a state from which the recovery is impossible. Means only this type of abortion it can be continue the pregnancy. Means a threatened abortion can chances of the continuation of pregnancy is there. You can see this is a diagram of the threatened abortion, that very minimal bleeding and very little separation is there. So we can continue the pregnancy. Now clinical features of the threatened abortion, that is this clinical features will be almost same in the abortion. In that the bleeding for vagina, it is usually slight or bright red in color. And next most important, that is the pain. Bleeding is usually painless, but there may be a mild backache or dull pain in the lower abdomen. The two main symptoms, remember that there is a bleeding and pain. The characteristics of the bleeding, that is bright red, and the amount is very slight in the threatened abortion. Next is the investigation for confirmation of the abortion. That is a routine investigation that includes blood for hemoglobin, hematocrites, ABO, Rh protein, and VDRL. Next is ultrasonographic, that is most important. Next is urine routine test and blood glucose level for confirmation of the abortion. Next, management of the preterm abortion. As we know that under this, the continuation of pregnancy is there. So the patient is admitted and they are given a complete bed rest until the bleeding get stops. The patient is advised to preserve the vaginal page and anything that is exposed for vagina for the inspection. Next, they have to report if the bleeding or pain they becomes aggravated. The routine notes of the pulse rate, temperature, and bleeding must be taken, and Lastly, the sedatives are given and pain relief medications are given, that is phenobarbital 30 milligram per diagram and 5 milligram tablets, that is given daily. So management under that the threatened abortion, that is a complete bed rest, is very important. Preservation of the pets is important, and assessments of the pulse, temperature and the bleeding is given, and in the medication only the sedatives are given. After this all the types except the threatened, the continuation is impossible in each and every type. Second one is the inevitable abortion. It is a clinical type of abortion where the changes have progressed to a state from where a continuation of pregnancy is impossible. Okay? So this is a clinical type of abortion in that the changes, that is the this zygote, it has been detached or the embryo has been detached and that has come very down from where the continuation of pregnancy is impossible. Clinical features, it is increased amount of the vaginal bleeding, aggravation of the pain in the lower abdomen, and the pain will be colicky in the nature. The internal examination, it reveals that the dilatation of the internal os of the cervix, because the process of abortion has been started, that the pregnancy cannot be continued. So the vaginal bleeding and the products, they are coming out from the cervix and the cervix that will be dilated. Now the management of the uh, inevitable abortion, that is if the abortion that is before 12 weeks and if it is after 12 weeks. If 12 weeks before, then that is D and E followed by the curettage. D and E, that is dilatation and evacuation. If the cervix is slightly dilated but it is further dilated so that the removed easily the products can be removed, and they are followed by the curettage, that is with the suction the products have been removed. After 12 weeks, the uterine contraction is accelerated, means as we are given oxytocin to a mother at the time of labor, same way the oxytocin are given to induce the uterine contraction as in the labor, that is 10 units in 500 ml of normal saline and 50 to 60 drops per minute, and thus the fetus and placenta, they has been expelled out from the uterine cavities through a cervix. And if the bleeding is profuse with the cervix that is closed, then evacuation of the uterus may have to be done by abdominal hysterectomy. Means if the cervix is completely closed, there is no any dilatation of the cervix, and in spite of the oxytocin there is no any dilatation of the cervix, then we have to go for the abdominal hysterectomy. If you remember abdominal hysterectomy, that is incision over the abdomen and the products that had been removed directly from the abdominal incision. Next is general measures, that is excessive bleeding should be promptly controlled by administration of methargine 0.2 milligram if the cervix is dilated and the size of the uterus is less than 12. The shock is corrected by intravenous fluid therapy and blood transfusion, and it's also been prevented by the IV fluids and the blood transfusion. Next is incomplete abortion. Incomplete, the term, that's complete abortion. The complete abortion, the term itself tells us when the products of conception, they are completely expelled, then it is called the complete abortion. Clinical features, there is a history of a fleshy mass, means one a mass-like structure has come for the vagina. After that, as there is a complete abortion, there is a subsidence of the abdominal pain. Means the mothers they can experience the decrease or they can experience a subsidence in the abdominal pain. The vaginal bleeding it become very trace or sometimes it become absent because completely the products has been removed. Next, if at that time the internal examination is done, then the uterus is smaller than the period of amenorrhea, means the size is been decreased. Cervical os has been closed because the products has been removed. The bleeding is very trace or sometimes absent, and examination of the fleshy mass is found the intake, means we can see a complete mass has been removed from the uterus. Management. For this, we don't need to do a war management, but just assurance that the complete it is done or not. The effect of blood loss, if any, it should be assessed and treated. Means it is very a higher blood loss, then blood transfusion or IV infusions are. If there is a doubt about complete expulsion, then the uterine curettage should be done. That is dilatation and curettage DNC procedure. Next is transvaginal sonography is usually useful to prevent unnecessary surgical procedure that with the help of TVS, that is transvaginal sonography, you can check that it is completely expelled or not. Next is incomplete. Incomplete means the some parts they are expelled and some parts they are still inside the uterine cavity. When the entire products of the conception they are not expelled, instead, a part of it is left inside the uterine cavity. So, some part has been expelled and some part is still inside the uterine cavity. Then it is called as the incomplete abortion. Means the abortion is not completely done. Clinical features of incomplete abortion. There is a history of expulsion of a fleshy mass per vagina, but some continuation of the pain in the lower abdomen and that is a colicky in the nature, continuation of the vaginal bleeding, the amount may be vary, and if internal examination is done, then the uterus is smaller than the period of amenorrhea. The varying amounts of the bleeding will be there, and the expelled mass is found incomplete. So under the incomplete abortion, the pain will be continue, bleeding will be continue, amount will be differ. The management of the incomplete abortion, as there is incomplete, we have to completely remove the products which are still inside the uterine cavity. So it is emphasized that the patient may be in a state of shock due to the blood loss and she should be resuscitated with the help of IV infusion and in case severe blood loss then the blood transfusion. If early abortion is there, then dilatation and evacuation under the general anesthesia is to be done. And if late abortion is there, then the uterus is evacuated under the general anesthesia and the products they are removed by ovum forceps and blunt curettage. Ovum forceps it is one instrument that is a metal instrument and blunt curettage they are also instrument and the products they can easily catch inside the ovum forceps. Next is missed abortion. That is also known as the silent miscarriage. Means women cannot experience the major symptoms or they cannot experience sometimes the bleeding also. In that the fetus is dead and that is retained inside the uterus for a variable period. It is called missed abortion, okay? Or silent miscarriage or early fetal death. Okay? So under the missed abortion, there is a death of the fetus and it is retained inside the uterus for a viable period until the mother can know it, and it is called the missed abortion. Clinical features that is persistence of brownish vaginal discharge means the brown colored discharge can be felt by a mother. Subsidence of pregnancy symptoms means if any mother they are having the nausea, vomiting, heartburn, backache, then they these symptoms they can subside, means there is a stoppage of these symptoms. Retrogression of the breast changes, means there is enlargement of the breast, other changes, so they revert back. Cessation of the uterine growth, means the uterus that is getting enlarged, it will be stopped. Non-audibility of the fetal heart sound, means the fetal's heart rate cannot be heard. Cervix feels firm, and immunological test, that is urine pregnancy test for the pregnancy, will become negative as the fetus is dead. Next is managements. The uterus is less than 12 weeks, then vaginal evacuation it can be carried out without delay. It can be effectively done by suction evacuation or slow dilatation of the cervix, that is followed by DNE procedure, dilatation and evacuation. If uterus is more than 12 weeks, then induction is done as in normal labor, that is oxytocin and the prostaglandin. The doses of oxytocin 10 to 20 units in 500 ml, and prostaglandins, that is 200 microgram tablets, is inserted inside the vaginal cervix every 4 hours. And IM administration is also done at an interval of the 3 hours, the dose of 250 microgram. Septic abortion, that we will continue in the next class.